Good evening, Roof here, and welcome back to The Hunter. I jumped onto the Epic web store and I noticed that they had a special on. Checked out The Hunter, and all of the DLC are on half price. This made me do a little bit of research on which DLC were supposed good value amongst the community. I'm just going to flick across and show you what I just picked up. So I picked up the tents and ground blinds, $2.49. The tree stand and tripod back. I was going to get the Trophy Lodge, but from what I read, the other one, the Saseka Safari Trophy Lodge, had a lot more trophy mounts there. It was a nicer layout, and overall it was deemed to be the better of the two lodges for the same price, and you get a lot more mount points for your hunted animals. So I grabbed that one. The ATV Saber and the Bloodhound. The Bloodhound, a lot of the reviews were in favor of it, but there were some bad points about the dog scaring animals, and but it has its own skill tree as well, so you can train it to better reflect the hunting style that you like. And a lot of people saying it's just nicer to have something with you while you're out hunting, so you're not quite as alone if you don't do multiplayer. The ATV Saber was deemed as a bad purchase because it's something that should be included in the base game. I tend to agree with that. I've only been playing the game a couple of days. There is a lot of walking, which is fine. But if you wanted to, because you start off in an outpost and you can fast travel between your outposts, if you wanted to get to a new area or a specific place that you hadn't been, it involved a long walk. From my experience so far, it's not a dangerous walk, but it can be quite long because those maps, as you've seen, are incredibly large. The ATV, I loaded up after I bought it, had a quick ride around. It does exactly what you think it would. It allows you to get from place to place quickly. You can't shoot from it, so it's not overpowered. It is noisy. From what I read in the comments, it's about a 300-meter noise radius where you can scare animals away. I don't know how accurate that is. That's just what I read. The Saseka, I don't know how you pronounce that. The Safari Trophy Lodge, that from the images looks like it's going to be a pretty nice looking place. The tree stand and tripod pack, the tent and ground blinds. I'm in two minds about those. They both were rated very similar to the ATV, that they should have been base game, but not quite as necessary. The tent and ground blinds, the tent allows you to put a tent up anywhere and fast travel to it, just like an outpost, change your weapons and get ammo and whatnot. So that's very handy. You can have 8 of them in each reserve. The ground blinds, they look to just be a small blind that you can put up and be a bit more camoed in. The tree stand and tripod back, pretty much the same thing, but you're either up in a tree or you're on a chair a couple of meters in the air. It just increases your camouflage rating so you can lure other animals in. I did have a look at those when I jumped in last night to play with the ATV, and I was a little bit annoyed that you've got to pay for the DLC, but then when you get into the game, you've got to buy them with the in-game cash. The tent is 16,000 credits. The blinds are 8,000 credits. The tree stand and tripod, I can't remember how much they are, which I'll cover that in a sec when we jump in the game. I just think that that's a bit uncalled for, especially when you look at the ATV, which is far more useful for mobility compared to the tent. Not so much the trees, it's just a different thing, but the ATV is free. When you get in there, you go to your garage and there's 3 of them. You choose which color you want, the red, black, and I can't remember what the third color is. And if you destroy it, you just go to your garage and you call another one. No issue, no cost. Whereas these things, you've got to buy them. And they're not cheap consumables in the early game anyway. So I think that could be improved. The Safari Trophy Lodge, I've seen some pictures, looks quite good. Want to check that out. And the Bloodhound, I quite like that. So I'm impressed by the Bloodhound, the Sabre. We'll check out the Safari Lodge. I've only seen pictures of that, so I'm not too sure how it looks, but it does look to be fairly large. The tree stand and tripod and the tent and ground blind, I don't know what they're like yet because I haven't actually bought them. I wanted to save it for when we're in the game. So that's enough of an intro. We're going to jump in and have a look right now. Okay, so it is 2:58. There is Nelson. By default, the key is B for Bravo. Hold it down and you get your radio menu. And you can set him into track, lay down, stay, sit. You can praise him, make him heal. And if you're close enough, you can also pet and play. And there, the loving status just increased. And you can see above the compass, he's idle. By just pressing the B key at a certain distance will do an animation. So if you're up really close, you can tap B and it will go into pet. If he's off doing something like tracking and he's a certain distance away, tapping B will cause him to come back. And there's a third one. So there we go. Under the codex, companion attributes, context sensitive commands. Heal, if the dog's far away, you can press it and it will come to you. Pet, if you're within arm's reach, and track, if you're within 5 meters of a blood clue, it'll automatically go into it. But you can just hold the B key down, use the radio menu to pick what you want, so not a big issue. You get one free dog, but you can, you're going into your cache, you can purchase additional dogs, but you only get the first one for free. The other ones you have to buy, and they're 45,000 each. There's a bunch of different colors. And then you can choose male or female, and then pay for it. But your first one, you have to pay for it. You can see your companion level and your tracker level. And you can kennel it if you don't want to have it come around with you. Stick it away. Garage. The vehicles are all the same handling, speed and durability. They're just colour. So charcoal, crimson and jade. There is your ATV. So when you turn your headlight on, instead of putting on your person torch, you put on the headlights of your vehicle. It's controlled with your WASD key, so left and right, and the cursor is just to move around. Takes a bit of getting used to, but anyone who's played a car racing game on the computer without the aid of a gamepad or a steering wheel should be able to pick it up pretty easily. The one thing I did read about in the reviews is these ATVs are a bit fragile, so crashing into trees, rocks, tree stumps, going over cliffs, you can actually destroy them pretty quickly. And there's not much of a warning before it gets destroyed. I think it starts smoking out the back, or maybe backfiring a little bit. And you can see the noise indicator, it's maxed out, so anything within earshot is going to run. So basically, pick an area that you want to get to that you haven't been before. Yeah. There's an outpost somewhere up here, maybe. Right up there, find the outpost, and then do your hunting around there. Then you can just fast travel to it as you go. I wouldn't be using it hunting, just to travel areas. It doesn't offer you any extra storage or anything like that. We need to head back. And if you jump off the bike while it's still moving, it will just keep moving. Just testing out the flex on the fence. It gets up into the guards. Moving on. So we go into the store, and portable structures now come up. So we have tents, 16,000 credits each. There are 5 of them, 5. They're all the same except for the colors, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick. And they weigh 6. I'm assuming it's kilo, the weight measurement. Ground blinds are only 8,000, and they are a 2-person, so you can go with a friend and pop them out. Tree stands, 16 grand, Arctic, conifer, and timber. And the tripod stand, Arctic, conifer, and timber as well. Haven't used any of them yet. I think the tripod stand would be easier because you can stick that up anywhere, whereas the tree stand you have to obviously mount it to a tree. These I think would be quite useful because you can just pop them out, I'm assuming, anywhere. Tripod stands apparently have to be on a flat bit of ground. Tree stands obviously in a tree. Ground blinds, chuck them out wherever. So I think I'm going to pick one of those up. I was thinking about the tent as well. But the problem with that is if you have to buy a tent for each spot that you want to put it down, that's going to rack up the cost pretty high pretty quickly. So I think I'm going to grab one of these now. I can see myself using them. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go that one. Maybe we don't have to buy them. Probably should have checked that before I bought it. Never mind. Do you get 3 of each? I bought that one. Maybe they're linked. Whichever one you buy, you get 1 of each. I don't know. And that's going to put us over capacity, so we'll probably need some kind of carrying. We take one of these out. I did pick up the 270 Stradivarius. I think what are the backpacks worth? Because I only need a couple of kilos, don't I? How much do they weigh? They weigh 6. They weigh 6. Everything weighs 6. And I'm at 15. So if I go to backpacks, 10,000 gives me 6 additional. It gives 3 additional. Well, one of those would work. I might just grab the small one for now. Character, backpack. Every time I get into the game, it's always the Tundra ghillie suit. Don't know why. Except now I should be able to put this in. Did that just give me all 3 of them? Can you split them? Doesn't look like you can split them, it's just 3, I guess. Alright. Now, I really hope you can pick these up. If you can't, it's going to be annoying. Doesn't say anything about being able to pick it up, it just says deploy it. Yeah, that's going to be really annoying if you can't pick it back up. What I'll do first, tree blinds, we'll have to do tree blinds in another video because I don't have the money for it. But we will shoot over to the trophy lodge. So you got your lodge and friend's lodge. That one is prompting me to buy it. That one I can create. Tells you surface area, the number of stands, plaques, and gun displays. And that's another thing that this lodge had over Spring Creek. It's got nowhere to display your guns. Okay, so we're at the lodge. Turn the light off. From what I understand, these are your gun displays. Go to investigate mode. How you interact with them. Yeah, edit mode, there you go. View mode, investigate mode, and edit mode. So 3 different modes. Place trophy. Sure, I'll stick my gun there. And you can change the pose. Only 2 of them. Guess you can place 3 of them. Alright. So I haven't taxidermied any of my animals yet. Because I didn't have a lodge. Can you do it from... Okay, disappeared. For reasons. Okay, so they only show when you're in that particular mode. And I think, because I was in it, it then pops in, yep. Alright, so I need to taxidermy some animals. But you can see there are lots of plaques here, gun racks up there. There are other plaques to put animal heads on. So you can't interact with the chairs. It's basically just, so there's another trophy plate over there. It's all just like an art gallery. Look but don't touch. Yeah, so there's a big weapons display. Okay, so yeah, once you get some more weapons, and there's the dog. Can't interact with him. I don't know if he's going to wander around or just stay there. But there's quite a few large displays here. This would be one of the multi-animal displays that I read about. These look like individual. Potentially that one's a multi-display as well. These will definitely be singles. Lots of gun displays, lots of head displays, head mounts, whatever you want to call them. Alright, I think we've seen enough of those. We'll just have a quick look around the house. Yeah, plenty of guns to display in here. Very high ceilings. So I dare say we're not going to be able to get into that pool. There's a door over there. And if the door opens inward, it's going to take you out. Yeah. Imaginary border. Grass growing through the tiles. That looks like they've just plopped the whole pool straight down on the ground and it's poked through. That could have been a bit more tidy. But yeah, there's no cutting the corner. This is a hard border here. You're gonna be super mindful about the corners. You actually get stuck on it a bit before it lets you go. You can't use the showers. It actually pushed me out a little bit there. Alright, being that way, that's the front door. Oh, that's pretty cool. A little bit odd how the leaves are lit up that much when the wall behind it is pretty dark. But, you know, the bug zappers, nice little fire pit. Bit of a heat shimmer on it too. It'd just be nice if you had friends over, you could actually sit down in these chairs if you wanted to do any kind of role playing or whatnot. I just think that they could have taken a little bit more advantage of. It is a very nice house. They could have taken a bit more advantage of the taken out by the door. That is a monster bathroom. And you can't actually get inside the bath, but I'm walking on the top. So it is a very nice looking lodge, but I think they cut a few corners that they didn't necessarily have to. You can sleep through here. You can, so that could be a bit of a cheat. If you don't like hunting at night, you don't want to pay the fee, come to your lodge, sleep through the day, get to the point that you want. You got to pay for it. You got to pay for your DLC, have your own lodge, and then you got to pay to sleep in it. That I don't think is necessary. If you want to take some of the currency out of the game in an online multiplayer game, yeah, you need things like that to get some money out of the game environment. That's a gun stand. You need to remove money from the environment. I don't think you need to be removing it from a single player game like that. Okay, been there. I think we've been everywhere now. Did that room. Bathroom. Yeah, okay, so that's all the rooms. As you can see, there are lots of plaques, gun mounts, even little desk mounts. And then we just turn back to view mode. And it's empty. Cool. Well, that's that. I just want to have a look at the trophy manager. So these are all the animals that I have saved. There's not many. I actually filled it up. I went to save one of them last night and it said that I had to remove or taxidermy an animal to be able to save another one. And I did notice that I've got a few, I had a couple of zeros in there, but I've only got one now. And all the other ones have a rating. But I did read that one point that people wanted when you mount an animal and put it up somewhere, it gives you stats on the animal, but not stats on the hunt. So if you wanted to, someone was talking about a diamond, which from what I'm gathering is the other trophy rating, the better the kill with all the variables to get a really high rating, or potentially diamond would be the highest rating. Having those ones up there so you can show off to people, this is a diamond rated lion or something like that. But it doesn't show you how you actually managed it. So I think they could have included those stats. I think would have been a nice feature. I might taxidermy something so I can put it on display while we're here. How much is that's my best one, white-tailed deer. I'm not sure what rating that is. It doesn't. Last unsaved. Let's taxi it. 3,000. Yeah, that'll do it. We now have a deer. Where shall it go? Middle of the room. Alright, same thing, previous pose. So I didn't see the back legs on the ground. I'm like, what the? It's all just sort of scrunched up. There are quite a few poses. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. That's the front of the house. You'd want that facing the opposite way. And you rotate. There you go, flip. We want to put it on that one. Okay, you can only have it on one. Remove. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Now let's go to investigate. So yeah, they're the only stats it gives you. The fur, gender, trophy rating, and the time that you got it, as well as the rating thing there. I think it would be cool if you could go into an option where you can put in there show full stats or something like that. Make sure it doesn't actually have that. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think that would be much cooler to be able to see how you killed it, at what range you killed it from. So yeah, the lodge is good. I like it. It looks visually impressive. But there are a few little niggly things like the invisible barriers that stop you from walking around things, and your inability to interact with anything. Yeah, so there's a pool table here you can't do anything with. There's a bar here, there's fans. It's the fire pit. Some leftovers in there and lots of cans of Sprite. Cans of Spirit, okay. Wine bottles. All this really nice stuff, you just can't do anything with it. And someone who's got an obsession with cans of Spirit. Okay. Yeah, just being able to plop down on a chair, do something, turn the lights off. Being able to do anything would be nice, but it's still a good thing. And for, I think it was $2.50 or something, being able to put your hunts on display. I'll probably replace that with something bigger, so when you first walk in, and put in 2 deer here. The one where it's the bottom half's on the ground and it's sort of wrapping up and around, and then the opposite on that side. Yeah, lots of stuff you can do. And looking forward to filling it up and sharing with you guys how it looks. Oh, okay. So underneath Trophy Manager is Matt's multi-trophy. Royalty. Yeah, and there's requirements, so you need a male and a female lion, and 8450 to make that, and it's the big trophy mount, the big round one that we saw. That's pretty cool. Sleigh sold separately, yeah. Predators, rifle rabbits, little fallow, not a log. So yeah, I don't know what reserve you're hunting crocodiles, but that's cool. A raccoon. Yeah, there's quite a few of them, and it looks like I don't have any of the animal. Well, of course I haven't taxidermied any. Never mind. Bison and 2 wolves. A goose versus a bison. Foxy foes. Lookout. Bangs out. Iberian wolf. And mouflon. Breadwinner, buffalo and 3 lions. Pheasants. Alpha wolf. There are a lot of them. 3 mallards and a coyote. Female Roosevelt elk. 2 bears. Grizzly bears. Okay, I've only seen black bears. I dare say a lot of these are probably going to be in different reserves. Turkeys. That looks cool. And that's it. So yeah, lots of them. 3 animals, I know 4. 4's the most. Quite a few 4s. The most expensive one, 7,800. 16,900. Yeah, that's the most expensive. Cape buffalo and 3 lions. Breadwinner. Cool. Alright. Let's see how we get out of here now. I'm thinking we just need to travel to an outpost. Leighton Lake, that's where we're at, isn't it? Yeah. I have unlocked another outpost up here. Did a bunch of exploring down here. A lookout down here. Did a bit of work around there. Just huge maps. I think the last thing we'll do for this video is we'll go and set up one of these blinds. But just in case it can't be packed away, I'm going to write a red one. I'm going to put it in an area where I would actually use it. Potentially use it anyway. Did a bit of hunting up around here. And I've built that hunt structure over there, so... I might just ride down over here. It's, wait. Where's the waypoint over there? I'm just going to ride up over here somewhere and put the blind down, so... There we go, in the right direction, yes. And Nilsson will follow us as best he can. You can And so you can change your view with the C key from third person to first person. And so that little shrub's quite indestructible. I might leave it in third person just so we can see damage when it comes up. It's the sun's rays. Okay, so in the bottom right hand corner, does get a bit twitchy. Bottom right hand corner, the blue bar, I'm assuming that's your health.
You know, I spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now. I'll send the coordinates.
The sun's rays coming through the trees are cool. And how far up are we? Halfway there. Let me know in the comments if anyone else is having the same problem with the waypoints or if that's just me. I have watched a couple of videos of other people, and when they put their waypoints down, they go in the right spot. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's Steam versus Epic or if it's just a bug that I'm getting. Those sun rays are nice. Wrong direction. So I will point out that if you get any kind of air, you're going to lose control of your vehicle, and you do power slide quite a lot. From what I have read, it can be very difficult to recover a power slide. You can't just counter steer to bring it under control. It's apparently it's easier to just hit the brakes, let it come to a stop and start again. Alright, we're way off. But yeah, if you're driving at speed, look at that. Counter steering. And ATVs do not like water at all, so be mindful of that, particularly around the reeds where it looks like it's on ground, but you're actually in a bit of water. From what I've read, we might end the video with that. I'll drive it into the water and see how deep you can go before you lose your ATV. So yeah, when you get that little bit of smoke on the tyres, you're entering drift mode. I was just about to say you can kind of counter steer it, but it's not like what you would do in a real car or in any other car game I've played. Okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, maybe out in the open a little bit more. Well, while we're here, why don't we test the water on the bike? Yeah, it's nearly dead anyway. Out, Nels. I don't know if it's got to do with speed or just submersion. Health bar isn't going down. We're getting up to the guards. Okay, it's not as bad as what I was reading. Basically, someone sneezes on it, the wheels fall off. Maybe if you just stop in it. Health bar's not going down. Why don't we try and ride across that little gap there? I dare say this is definitely going to kill it. I thought these things didn't like water at all. Okay. I'm in a submarine at the moment, and the bike's... Oh, there we go. Okay. So basically when your head's underwater, the bike dies. And it just catches on fire. Okay. Push it in the water. Put the fire out. Yep. There you go. Alrighty. Alright, so that looks pretty cool. It tells you where it's going to be. Put the door facing the back. You rotate it. You can dismantle it. Excellent. And just like the hunt structure, you're inside a structure, which I dare say means it will protect you. I'd like to know, if anyone's done it, can you take this into like an African savanna, the reserve that's got the lions in it, can you take it in there and be protected from aggressive animals? Because that would make this very OP, if that were the case. I wonder if that bike... The bike icon's probably going to stay until you get back to an outpost and recall it. So, yeah. That's reads. Yeah. Looks cool. Doesn't have any storage. It's basically just a giant camo net that you can sit inside. You and a friend. It's cool. I like it. Let's pack it up. Anything else we can interact with? No, it's just the icon for it. I'm assuming if you left these out, they would stay. So when you came back into game, they wouldn't have despawned. There you go. Rip them down. If you can join them up. Probably not. Actually, you can't put them near each other. Yeah. It's a little bit jank on that angle. So you can't dismantle it while you're in there. Probably for very good reason. Alright, blinds I think are cool. Next video, I'm going to do some testing with that. Find a nice place to put it and see how we go with it. Oh, he's a good looking dog. So we'll put a tent up. Now, I'm assuming that just like the blind, you can pack these up. Should we ride away a bit? You know what? Let's just put it up. Over here near the fire. Yes, dismantle. Rest. 188, so it's a bit cheaper in your tent. Backpack, a lantern. You can access your cache. Cool. We'll do the chair first. So that can be dismantled. Apparently these are good for if you're doing archery, because you can shoot down on top. Flat ground anywhere on the reserve. It's equipped. You'll see a preview. Blah, blah, blah. Deploy it to rotate the tripod. Okay. Yep, cool. Yeah, I'll pack it away. Put your toys away when you finish with them. And last one. Got that one. So, what kind of tree do you need? Probably a big one. And place in a tree, turn to put trees down. Target the highlight area to see a preview of where the sand will be. Trees equipped with how trees will be highlighted, target the highlight areas. Okay, so not these trees. Probably more of these kind of trees. A bit bigger. I have to head over there. We could walk. Probably this one. Where are we going? And please try to play on the tree's highlighted area. Will you stop? Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, there are your highlighted areas. Go as high up as we can. Basically just point at it and enter it. Decrease your visibility. Makes giving less hunting pressure to the areas and kills made from outside the hunting strip. Okay. Okay, so you can move around on it, but you can't fall off. You can't jump. Alright, so you're safe up here. I wonder what the view range is of the animals. Yeah, it'd be really cool if you could see a bear over there and try and take a long shot at it. So that's going to be a bit of a wrap for tonight. We are over an hour again. I'll trim that down, cut out all the waffle. DLC, on special, grab it while you can. Half price is always a good price. These specials go through until the 11th of Feb. So I'm going to try and edit this video in the next day or two so I can get it out there and so people can see it and hopefully take advantage of these discounts if they haven't already. So next video, I think we're going to do some real world testing with the tree stand and tripod and the blind and just see what animals notice you, how close you can get, or how close the animals will get to you before they notice you, and see if we can attract any animals in. Until then, if you like the video, please give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.